Is stress a dangerous emotional state that causes a 30% increase in mortality? Or is stress simply one of our natural, normal emotions that comes and goes like an afternoon rainstorm? Obviously, the answer is it's a natural emotion that comes and it goes. But despite the fact that it's natural and temporary, we're told that we should avoid it at all costs. After all, it is linked to a 30% increase in mortality, right? Stress is more accurately a sign that your body is taking the situation you face very seriously, and it is preparing yourself emotionally, physically, and mentally for the challenge that you are anticipating. Here's what actually happens during stress. Your heart races, giving you an increase in circulation to your brain and your muscles. Your pupils dilate, sharpening your visual focus. Your adrenal glands pump out cortisol and adrenaline, which increases your alertness. Your brain becomes task-oriented, filtering out distractions. And surprisingly, your brain releases oxytocin, nudging you to seek and support others for help. But stress is one of the major health concerns of the Western world, right? Increasing mortality by 30%. Stress has side effects, but those are functional. Those enhance our ability to relate, understand, perceive, and react. Relating to stress that way is easy to understand that stress helps us become more responsive, more resilient, and more efficient. And the latest findings from a massive 30,000 person study from the University of Wisconsin-Madison found that the lowest mortality rates were from the people who experienced high stress but didn't have the belief that stress was bad. Their mortality rate is lower than the people with low to moderate stress, but who believed stress is harmful. Let that sink in. It's not stress that leads to a 30% mortality rate. It's the belief that stress is harmful coupled with stress. But we all know that stress feels bad. So how do we get rid of it? Does it feel bad or does it feel big? Think about your first kiss, or the first time you stood up for public speaking, or where you witness your friend dropping their brand new phone on a cruise, and you drop to your knees and you grab it just as it's sliding overboard. In those moments, you're not paralyzed, you're present. And afterwards, you may find that your knees were skinned or your hands were shaking. You were prepared. You were in action. You were the hero which saved the situation. But in that moment, you were clear, you were fast, you were present. All because you prepared yourself in a heartbeat to take the appropriate action. Here's the paradox. Stress can be bad, and it is bad, but only when you believe it's bad. Stress can be a tool. It can be a training aid. It can be a mindset builder. First responders, military personnel, Toastmasters, even school children subject themselves to stress every day. They do it to prepare themselves for what's next. They do it to grow stronger, to grow better, to be more prepared. Anticipating something uncomfortable will trigger the stress response. But the stress itself is not the problem. What is triggering the stress and how we respond to stress. When we're stressed, but we don't take action, instead of burning through the cortisol and the adrenaline, it stays in our system. We subject our whole body to marinate in that combination, and that is the problem. This is where the 30% increase in mortality shows up. Not because we were stressed, but because we are stressed and we stay stuck. Getting into a stressful state is healthy. It means we are ready. Staying in that ready state is what wears us down. When we don't deal with the problems we're concerned about over time, that is unhealthy for our bodies. The next time you feel stress building, understand that whatever is triggering you is also showing you your best course of action. Your best course of action is to act, not to avoid. Face your fear. Channel that energy that your body is giving you. In life, your best option is rarely to avoid what scares you. It's to meet it head on. Face forward, not because it's easy, but because you are prepared. And when you do, all of those stress response chemicals get used up. Your body resets. You're able to relax, grow more confident, and grow stronger for your next challenge. Stress isn't a sign to avoid a situation. It's a powerful signal that what you're dealing with matters. Your heart racing, it means that your body is preparing to rise to the challenge. It's a reminder that you care. And the most beautiful part, when we're stressed, our brain releases oxytocin, the chemical that motivates us to reach out and lend and accept help from others. That deserves its own video. We'll be looking at that subject in a future episode. Stress is not your enemy. It's our ally, but only when you recognize it as such and you embrace the abilities that it unlocks for you. This is the 10th day of my 30-day video challenge. And I won't lie, there's been plenty of stress. But that stress is a sign to me this is a serious commitment, and it matters to me. I care about finishing what I've started. And I know that stress is pointing me in the right direction and keeping me on track. The next time you feel stress building, don't panic. Lean in, breathe, maybe even smile, and understand this is not panic, it's purpose. May you have the courage to act when the stress is building, the strength to move forward even when your heart is racing, and the grace to accept, especially when you feel uncertain, unready, or overwhelmed. Until tomorrow, let us give thanks for our daily bread.